going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today we're going to be talking about Black Ops 2024 Zombies, some insane rumors that have the community going wild, plus even more. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and also as a reminder, there's plenty of brand new content going up over on detonated.com for those that want additional coverage of multiplayer Warzone and Zombies. Plus, we got plenty of tweets every single hour on Detonated's Twitter. Now, initially, I was going to hold off on making a video like this since I don't think it's quite the right time to jump heavy into Black Ops 2024 rumors. I still think we're a little far away from some official reveal or marketing for Treyarch's next title, and I don't want to jump the gun making too many Black Ops themed videos before we do know more context on what is going on with the next Call of Duty. I do think I'll have a ton of videos talking more about Black Ops rumors, probably closer to late spring, but either way, as of the last couple of days, a ton of new information did surface about the next iteration of Zombies, including an image of a zombie base model. So things are getting crazy, and obviously the next Black Ops game is being built on the Modern Warfare engine, hence why the usual data miners out there are finding tons of content pertaining to Treyarch's next title via Warzone Mobile, Modern Warfare 3, and just regular Warzone overall. So let's start off with some of the crazier rumors that have people going crazy. First, Ether Extractor rockets, reward rifts, and even the hub from Vanguard Zombies have apparently been found for Black Ops 2024. Now, like I just said, the new Black Ops game is being built on the same engine that Vanguard was, that MW3 just was, and what is likely going to be the engine that every future Call of Duty uses. So no doubt in my mind, there are going to be elements and assets reused from previous titles on the same engine for the new Call of Duty. But the thing is, and like I've been saying for years, when Treyarch was forced to work on Vanguard Zombies, you can bet that every single thing they did for Vanguard to some capacity will return in a future title just through different context. I don't think the work they did for Vanguard was just for nothing. It was their first title working on the MW engine, but that doesn't mean they're going to bring back the round-based Outbreak hybrid that Vanguard was going for. I still think that the vision for that experience, if it would have been fulfilled completely, could have been something different, and I actually really respect the idea that if Treyarch has to work on a Call of Duty that isn't theirs and do zombies for that game, I like the idea of them doing an experimental type of mode, but when they don't have enough time to finish that vision, you get what Vanguard Zombies was. MW3 Zombies, for example, is a case where they actually had enough time to fulfill a vision, and they did for launch and Season 1. What happened after that is a discussion for a different video I've already made, but I don't think we're going to be seeing a hub type of experience for Black Ops 2024. There could be a side mode, a side Easter egg, some other type of experience other than round-based where there is a hub and then portals you go through. Could even be Easter egg steps, time trials, who knows. But then when it comes to the Ether Extractor rockets, again, could just be an objective or a side Easter egg during a main quest or during a different experience you don't know about. And then reward rifts, I mean, you'd expect those for doing a certain objective on any round-based map or an Outbreak if they work on that again, so that's not really a big deal. But then let's think about the experiences that we do know about thus far based on intel, in-game evidence, and other rumors out there. We're apparently going to be seeing 2 different round-based maps at launch for the next Black Ops game, which is pretty exciting. One of them is going to be a town in West Virginia, whereas the other one is an island which has been speculated to be a terminus island featuring a prison. So that's exciting to know that 2 round-based maps are going to be dropping day 1, and I'm actually crossing my fingers that they split up the releases of these 2 maps just to ensure we don't get a Black Ops 4 scenario where there's too much dropped day 1 to where it becomes overwhelming, and then the community kind of speed runs through all that content and feels like the game is dead within a week, even though there's actually a lot that hasn't been unraveled with side Easter eggs, lore, intel, and other secrets. So that's what we know based on literal in-game evidence that MW3 Zombies has continuously been hinting at as well through some of the seasonal cutscenes. But as you saw on Detonated probably yesterday, there is a big news roundup that was posted in the form of a tweet as to what we do know so far, and I want to focus on one of these topics for a second, and that is the early access pre-order offering. So as of recently, Windows Central did go ahead and claim that there will apparently be weeks of early access to Black Ops 2024 Zombies for pre-ordering the game. It's unclear how that affects how multiplayer beta would work, how campaign early access would work, but apparently Zombies is finally going to get a quote-unquote beta of sorts, or it's looking like one of those round-based maps I just mentioned may release a couple of weeks before the official launch of the game, which I'm totally on board with, especially to just keep Zombies fresh to where there's something to focus on a few weeks before launch, and then one big map to focus on when the game does release. Then you got a good 3-week wait before Season 1, which could bring us even more Zombies content. I like the idea of spreading things out a little bit, but not spreading things too thin. So let's see how this experiment does go for Black Ops 2024 Zombies, but with Microsoft taking over Activision now, I think it's inevitable to see some pretty crazy changes to the business model that Call of Duty has been using for well over a decade. Now, the usual data miners did find some other information that I find interesting. First off, a wonder weapon that apparently makes the skin of zombies bubble up. The only weapon that's done that in the past was the KT-4. Now, it doesn't mean the KT-4 is returning in the next Black Ops because, again, it's easy for these leakers to misinterpret information or to think that because something sounds, looks, or is read similarly to older content that it's just a rehash or a reimagining of content we've already seen. Could just be by coincidence a wonder weapon that has multiple abilities, with one of those abilities being to make the zombie's skin bubble. But the data miners also found the ray gun and even the jet gun. So the ray gun, that's a given. That's just got to be in every zombie's experience, right? I still can't believe Vanguard released without one, and then we had to wait a little bit longer for it to come out. But the jet gun is something that could actually hint at the fact that we'll eventually get a transit remake of some sort. Maybe not in Black Ops 2024, but if a version of the jet gun does exist because of the Dark Ether, that could mean we see it again maybe in the future with a Chronicles 2 or something. That would be fantastic. But if you guys remember the Haunting event for Modern Warfare 2 Season 6, there was a very particular animation that we got to see during that event from the Mummy boss over in, I think, the Oasis section of Al Mazrah, and reportedly that animation was taken from Black Ops 2024. So we may end up seeing that same animation at some point in some of our first round-based maps from one of the mini bosses or one of the Easter egg bosses or just one of the enemy types that we see on the map overall. Now, some data miners did apparently find what is apparently Kortifex's skeleton. Kortifex was the Archon, aka the big boss of the Dark Ether inside of Vanguard. One of the highlights of that game, to be honest with you guys. I think the Easter egg quest on Shino Numa Reborn and the Archon were done pretty well. I'm actually a big fan of his boss fight, but his skeleton was found. So I do think it's inevitable to also end up seeing a bunch of references to the Dark Ether prequel story, which was within Vanguard, and probably a follow-up to what it means to be the Archon. Now, there were also references found to a tentacle dog, so that could mean there were some mutations or experiments going on within one of these round-based maps, hence why we get a new type of dog type. But then there was some information provided about what could be a new crafting table. So apparently the same crafting table from Cold War was found that is going to be in the new Black Ops game, but there are some other resource stations that will apparently be in what we're calling Gulf War Zombies. So we have perk machines, which are actually going to provide us with perk cans. We have the Der Wonder Fizz, which I think is no surprise to anybody. We always have a Wonder Fizz in just about every zombie's iteration. We have the Pack Punch machine, and then what is apparently a tool grinder, allowing you to increase your loadout's weapon damage potential. So it's unclear exactly if all these will make it to the launch window of the game, or will some of these be saved or scrapped or reworked into other concepts entirely. I think obviously perk cans, Der Wonder Fizz, Pack a Punch, those are a given, but for all we know, they can merge the crafting table and the tool grinder into one. But I obviously don't think we're going to be seeing anything like a buy station inside of round base. It's something better saved for like an open world extraction type of mode. Now, there were also references found to a radio pack, a Navy SEAL parachute, really cool items that are obviously different from what we've seen before in zombies, and then even what is called an arrow trap. So these are obviously very specific details that are of course subject to change. We're obviously a decent time away from the launch of this game, which is rumored for October. So as of now, take everything with a grain of salt, like I always say. Don't take any of these rumors for certain, because there could be things being played around with right now that are reused from previous games that are in the process of being reworked into something completely different that right now the usual data miners and leakers don't have the context for. Now, the last thing I'll end with is that I do believe Black Ops 2024 Zombies is bound to feature several plot twists that ensure MWZ didn't just spoil the events of the new Treyarch title. People out there seem to panic with the idea that MWZ is a sequel to Black Ops 2024, which would mean that we're essentially getting spoilers for that game early within the seasonal cutscenes or intel of MW3 Zombies. I don't think that's the case though. I think what's happening is they're dropping hints as to where we're going for that game, but I understand the community's frustration with how we've been jumping back and forth in terms of the timeline, because you had Cold War Zombies, then you had Vanguard, which is a prequel to that, then you have MWZ, which is a sequel far away from Cold War, and then for this fall's title, we're going to be going backwards before MW3, but after Cold War. I know things can get messy, but I think overall the objective of Black Ops 2024 Zombies will be Ravenoff and someone else teaming up to go rescue Requiem from that Terminus Island map. Something else happens in that West Virginia experience that also helps set up the post-launch season, and then I guess there's a goal right after that to save Samantha from the Dark Ether, but apparently that goes south. According to Ravenoff in MWZ Season 2 Reloaded, that didn't work out, but I don't think that just ruins the story of Black Ops 2024. There still will be some plot twists that also probably help set up what is likely a second Black Ops game releasing in 2025. There is so much story that has yet to be revealed, and there's so much that I think the community desires that it's about to be a crazy next couple of years for the Zombies narrative. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on everything we know so far about Black Ops 2024 Zombies? Hopefully you guys are excited in what could could be early to midsummer, possibly sooner than that, considering an earlier release date of this game, which has also been rumored by Windows Central. But with that being said, really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.